This is coin to phone case. You can truly carry this gimmick on you, and when it comes to the actual vanish and reappearance, it is virtually sleight of hand less. Is that a phrase? Yeah. How's it going, fellow hobbyists?
Open sesame!
Michael here. If you like original tutorials and you want to learn new tricks, this is the channel to be subscribed to. We're also going to be teaching classic killers. Those are the tricks that have stood the test of time. I have been learning and performing magic for almost 20 years now, and it's my favorite hobby. That's why this channel is called The Hobbyist. So if you're a fellow hobbyist at heart, meaning you enjoy magic, you're just getting into magic, or you're a professional, but you consider yourself a hobbyist at heart, this is the channel for you. So I hope you'll get subscribed and enjoy the content that we'll be putting out here. To make your gimmick, you're going to want a black translucent phone case, meaning it sort of has this fog to it. That's going to really assist you in this. It also is helpful if it has a MagSafe ring, so I'll do my best to include a link to that in the description. As you can see, you're also going to need some black construction paper or any black material that will hide under your phone case. As you can see, this hides pretty well when it goes behind it. Then with some scissors, you're just going to cut around the MagSafe circle so that you get a section of construction paper that will fit on the bottom of the phone. So if I were to expose this from behind, you'd actually see it cutting off there. But on a dark surface like this table, this is gonna work well. And even if you don't have a dark surface, you can do this anywhere, but be sure to watch till the end so you can see how that's done. The reason I've cut the edges to be here is because it allows the least amount of space for you to possibly see a line going across. And fortunately, the MagSafe ring hides the rest. Then all you need is to use a piece of double stick tape, and I use this center piece right here to stick the paper to it, and that's actually all that's needed. So this is your gimmick, and the great thing is this can go right on top of your phone. It adds almost no depth, no issues, doesn't get in the way of anything. It also won't obstruct the logo being under here, so that the illusion doesn't get revealed by you placing it on your phone. In his book, Strong Magic, Darwin Ortiz talks about building prestige with your audience. This is taking the true things about yourself, but using them in a way that will elevate the experience of the performance of your magic, and they'll actually psychologically enjoy your tricks more. So to that end, what if I gave you permission to be part of an exclusive magic club right now? Yes, that's right. To be a part of the Hobbyist Magic Club, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel. Of course, I'm being a little bit silly with that, but I truly want you to view yourself as a member of the Hobbyist Magic Club. All you have to do is subscribe, and hey, go share that with your audiences when you're performing magic to them. Let them know that you're part of an exclusive magic club. I'm giving you permission to say that right now. If you want to be a part of the Hobbyist Magic Club, subscribe now and enjoy the other tutorials, reviews, and discussions that will be posted here to help you enjoy and perform your magic. So this is why I compared it to the coin in bag gimmick. You sort of have a half section where things are seen and a half section where they're hidden away. It's not a true pocket necessarily, but it covers it up with the black art. And the fogginess of your phone case helps to hide the rest. So if you find yourself in a situation where there's a dark table or a dark surface, if you already have a dark close-up mat, this is already great for you. And again, the great thing is you can walk around with this on your phone and pull it off when you're ready to perform this illusion. To me, this illusion goes best not as an opener, not as a closer, even within a routine. This is somewhere in the middle. Now, I think when people say that, it sounds like it's a throwaway, But what I mean is it needs to be an escalation from something you've already done. So let's say you've already done some one coin routine stuff or some coin work. You can then propose this as an escalation. So we'll get into more of routining later, but that's a little bit of the scene setting. To perform this, all you need to do is first show that this coin is seeable through the phone case. So you're not making a big deal out of this, you're just showing the properties of the phone case. For the mechanics of this, for me, my dominant hand is actually my left hand, but whatever's comfortable for you, I actually cover as much of the black art as possible. You'll notice as you play around with this that you can accidentally get yourself into situations where, especially your hand, might accidentally reveal what's going on here. So to be extra careful, it's helpful to just go ahead and cover that and make sure you're using the top half of the phone case when you're showing how it is see-through. And again, you're not doing this to overprove, but you can do this in the justification of, hey, look, I'm gonna up the ante. I'm gonna use this as test conditions, right? You're kind of proposing this phone case as making it harder on you as a magician. You show it behind, then you can place it on the table, and as you go to pick it up, you're just going to hide it with the phone case. You can also start in this position. You're kind of showing that it's seeable underneath, and you adjust the phone case as you go to pick it up. Now, you might want to do this move of making the coin make a sound on the table as you pick it up, or you might slide it a little bit. You don't really have to do much though, in my opinion. So you go to pick it up, and you just pretend to pick it up. So again, you've shown that it's see-through, you go to pick it up, and you just pretend to, and you're doing that as you come over with the black art part of the phone case. From here, it's great, it's all acting, so you're just applying what we know about magic, which is to delay the magic moment. If you've done some dirty work in magic, all magicians seem to recommend you want to delay that moment of magic as much as you can reasonably, so that then it's not backtracked. So we've picked up, we've delayed, we do some focus on this being the magic moment, even though all the work is done. You can let that coin vanish. And Justin Miller says this line, it had to go somewhere, right? Or you could say, maybe it's not gone, but it's just invisible. Something like that. But the idea is you need to bring it back. So it's hidden. All you have to do is, I like to focus on my hand here, and I come over, and you do, this is the part you just have to do, you do have to move it. You do have to move the phone case to make this happen, but you're gonna move it over so that it's seen, and you're gonna do that at the same time as covering. So I think the motions in conjunction with each other make that work not too badly. Now again, you're gonna wanna stick around to see some routining because we have some great ideas there. But for this portion, just that reminder I wanted to stress is to not flash that black art. You really wanna cover that. Don't be too worried about it, but make sure you've got that covered. So when I think of angles, you are kind of more geared toward using your dominant hand kind of forward and more toward your dominant hand as your blocker. And that's at least how I like to use the angles here. That's what has seemed to work for me. Another pro tip to be aware of is the fact that you might not quite have cleared the black art when you move it over. So get used to how much you need to move this case around. It could be easy to find yourself in a situation where you're bringing it back, you've moved the case over, you think you've moved it over enough, and you have this situation here. Now, maybe there's something cool to do here with it, but I think it just points too much attention to the phone case. It doesn't look, I mean, it looks cool in a vacuum, but I think it kind of betrays itself. So you want to make sure the coin has fully cleared into the visible zone when you're revealing it. Pretty cool, right? But of course there's one problem, which is if you don't routine this intentionally, you're going to be left with a lot of heat on the phone case. People are really going to want to examine that. So how do we get around that and make this usable? Well, like I alluded to earlier, this goes really well in the middle. So let's talk about some routining. I think this would go well after you've done some one coin routine work or multiple coins routining. Maybe you've done some coins across, or again, just a one coin routine where you're making it vanish, reappear, go across, something where you've gotten the attention of your audience. This phone case gimmick and vanish works really well as an escalation. The idea being, hey, I've shown you a coin vanishing and reappearing a few times, let's up the ante, right? So just as I shared, I would recommend proposing this. First of all, it's an organic item, so you don't need to worry too much about explaining yourself. It feels very impromptu. You say, hey, I'm gonna grab my phone case off of my phone, and we're gonna use this as something that'll make it harder on me as a magician. And I didn't come up with that. Lots of magicians have used that line. It's a very helpful way to make it feel like you're making it even more interesting for the audience. So you're saying, hey, if anything gets in or out of this, you're gonna see. It's something in my way. So you can introduce it as that. And then the great thing about this gimmick is it does most of the work for you. You can do that sort of hyper-focused, isolated vanish and reappearance. Let it sit, don't run yet. Like magicians say, don't run if you're not being chased. But eventually the mind will catch up, right? And so we want to give the brain something to move on to after it has fully enjoyed those two magic moments of the vanish and reappearance. And so in my opinion, that would be a great time to close out this segment of your coin work to go into a coin to pocket. You could pull out a Sharpie and do a signed coin to wallet, coin to nest of wallets if you have it. Put it in that kind of climactic zone where you've really made it as impossible as possible. Is that the way to say it? You want to end out with a kicker. This allows you to put the phone case back on your phone. You've moved on to something else that is more burnable, something that your audience can pay more attention to and inspect at the end. Of course, this also brings up the issue of what to do if you don't have a black table. And here is the life hack that makes this possible anywhere, which is to use your phone itself. So you're going to place the case after you've taken it off on top of the back of your phone, or if your phone isn't black, you can still do this with the front of your phone. Every phone screen is black. So what you've created is almost like a little bit of sandwich. So what you've done is you've almost created a little bit of a sandwich where you have the phone case with some air underneath it, the coin, and then the front of your phone. Of course, be careful. I'm not liable for anything of like coin scratches or anything, but put a screen protector on your phone, whatever, and you can use that black screen as your anywhere black art table that makes this illusion still work. And so if you're using it in that situation, you can still use the pattern of having it under test conditions. You can even allude to the fact you're creating like a little coin sandwich where you have the phone underneath, the phone case on top, and how you're still able to make it vanish and reappear. Just be careful. A lot of phones these days have this kind of auto on feature, or I feel like my screen is always turning on when I don't want it to. So you're gonna wanna look in your settings to make sure that the screen isn't gonna come on prematurely or at a time you don't want it to, because that will completely give away the illusion. So you might want to think about notifications. If you're getting texted a lot, if you're getting called, if you have reminders coming up, you're going to want to adjust your settings so that your phone isn't turning on its screen when you don't want it to while you're performing this. I hope you enjoy the coin to phone case gimmick. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments down below, or what's your favorite coin to impossible location trick or gimmick that's out there on the market. Help each other out down there, give each other some recommendations, and be sure to be subscribed so you don't miss the next tutorial. We have a lot of original and classic tutorials coming to this channel. Remember to stay a hobbyist at heart, because magic is the best hobby out there, and I'll see you next time.